So you should be able to join. All right, I have resumed recording so we can get started.
Okay, hi. I'm Debbie Bay, and I'm chairman of the Caledonia Pumpkin Festival that's coming up on October the 10th. And we have worked really hard, and we're still working hard to make it happen. I just want to share, there's a lot of questions about COVID and safety. So, we would like for you to wear your mask. We're going to wear our mask. And in years past, 2 years ago, we had 103 vendors. Last year, we had 85 vendors. This year, we're going to have 50. Social distance them out more. We always had, in the past, we always had the bouncy houses that was always provided by Belgrade State Bank, and we thank them very much. This year, we're going to do hula hoop contest, a sack race, and we're going to have what they call a high striker. I don't know if you know what a high striker is, but that's where you take the sledgehammer and you hit the bottom and try to make it ring the bell at the top. And we have one for kids and we have one for adults. So that's new this year. We also have the bull ride, and they take every precaution, sanitize the bull every time somebody gets off of it. So, and those are all free except the high striker, that's for a benefit. And there'll be people manning that, and there'll be social distance. As far as there'll be lots of food, and the food vendors, they know exactly what they're doing. Hi, John.
Hi there.
And so as far as help, are we needing help? Yes. We could use some help manning the kids' games. We have one blow up game that has hoop shoots. They shoot basketballs, but nobody can get in it around, they just, that could be two kids socially distanced. But we have to kind of make this fun for the kids, because the Pumpkin Fest is about the kids and family. So with that being said, we start off a parade at 10 o'clock. Lily Moses is going to be our grand marshal. And we have, I don't know how many floats. They'll just show up. Friday night, we always had the dance in the barn and the queen contest, but we're not doing that this year. The pumpkin recipe cook-off, we're not having that this year. We have nothing on Friday night. Everything is kicked off with the parade at 10 on Saturday. And, the support of the vendors, of the sponsors that have donated and are happy for us to have this. We appreciate your donations. We appreciate your sponsorship, and, we just can't thank you enough. So, did I miss anything? You got any questions?
Do you have some specific volunteer needs, Debbie?
I do. The volunteer needs that I have, like we have a sack race for the kids, and we have a hula hoop contest for the kids, and we have the little striker for the kids, and we really need help keeping those manned. If it's an hour at a time, the sack race and the pumpkin throwing and the hula hoop only takes an hour and a half to do all of them. They're 30 minutes each. And then the kids are awarded, we have ribbons for the kids, first, second, third place. And then, so that hour and a half is from 11 to 12:30, and it's done. The strikers, the high strikers, we need some help manning those. If they take an hour shift or 2 hour shift, it's from 10 to 4. So, if we could get somebody to man those, even for 2 hours or an hour, if we could get enough people to man those, that would be great, and then it's just not open to the public. They have to take turns, and they have to social distance, and, we'll have hand sanitizing stations everywhere. We have sinks. Fresh and Clean is bringing sinks this year with soap and water. So those will be sporadic through the park. We're doing every precaution we can. We're going to have sanitizer, in gallons of sanitizer, and I sadly will have to lock them to a pole or something to keep people from taking them.
That's
the
valuable
parade's clo-
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so as far as the vendors it's closed because we've received 50 and we got to stop. We've got 2 that we're going to have to say no to because we have to social distance and we have to make it social distance for the public and safety of the vendors. So the vendors are closed. We have plenty of food. We have plenty of vendors. Probably short this year, but that'll be helpful for each vendor that is here. So we have a plan and we've talked to the health department and the health department said, this is your call. If you want to have it, you have it. I know we took some heat here a couple weeks ago when we had an event, but there was a lot of happy people here. And, I don't know, my personal opinion on this is when do you stop or when do you start? So we've decided to start.
Okay. We've got a question from someone. They wanting to know if their vendor spots still open. How much are they? And is the parade still going to happen? And I can say yes to the parade. I do know about that. But if you could tell us how many vendor spots are still open and how much the cost would be, Debbie.
Okay, so like I just said, the vendor applications are no longer being accepted. We had to stop at 50 to make sure that we had enough social distance for everyone. The vendor spots were $50 for non-electric, $60 for electric, but there is no room for any more vendors if we're going to do this right. So we've got to stop.
Gotcha.
So these are, in fact, we may be at 54, 55, but we're done. We cannot take any more because, we can't social distance them like we should if we bring in more. So the vendors, they're closed. There's no more vendors allowed.
Do you have any waiting rooms or like a waiting list if any of your vendors have to cancel?
We've never had that question. I'm assuming that we would keep I'm sure that if we get a vendor in now, we would hold it unless somebody, and then in case somebody can't come, then we could, slide them in there. But 2 weeks notice is kind of hard for a vendor to get all their stuff ready and prepare for something they're not sure they're going to come to. So we've never had that before, but I'm saying we probably could.
Okay, so they can maybe reach out to you if there's still some interest, and they could just be on standby, I guess, if you did have someone that had to bail at the last minute.
Yes. Yeah, they would just contact me.
All right, good deal. And how is the best way to contact you, Debbie?
You can contact me through Facebook, or you can contact me through my store, Caledonia Vintage and More, of Caledonia Vintage and Gifts, or you can call me at 573-915-0927. I'd be happy to visit with anybody.
Yes, there is an event page for this event, and I'm assuming that's being monitored, so you could send a message to that. And it's, I believe the name of the page is Caledonia Pumpkin Fest, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, we monitor these pages minute by minute.
Okay, did anybody else have any other questions about Pumpkin Fest?
Yeah, hey Debbie, it's Steven. Quick question, just out of interest. Typically, I'm at pandemic stuff aside, how many people would normally come to this from, say, different parts of the state that aren't, close by or maybe even out of state?
Okay, so in years past, we've had 10 to 15,000 people, but we spent in those years, we spent a lot of money on advertising with the radio station. And we also did a lot of Facebook boost. This year we did none. We did no Facebook boost. We do have it on B104. They're going to do an ad for us start next week, and they're going to be live next Saturday, or the Saturday of the Pumpkin Fest. Luke Turnbull called me, and he just wants to do an interview to, just to share it on the radio station for KTJJ. But as far as us, boosting and, really trying to bring people in, we have not. It's just not a good year for that. We do have a lot of hits on it. So I think we're expecting, 5,000 people maybe. And the other issue that we have is we have to park people at the end of town, as you come into town on the north side. And SMTS, they refuse to come shuttle. So we're trying to get a hold of tractors and wagons that will shuttle people, on a tractor and a wagon, or trailer, truck and trailer, just whatever. And that's another thing that we need help with. If anybody knows somebody that would volunteer to, just make the circle, bring them down, take them back. There's a lot of people that can't do that. So did I answer your question?
Just a suggestion that I have, if you're looking for something to aid with shuttles, you could possibly reach out to the Forsyth Valley Golf Course and they may donate a couple golf carts.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Are they 2-seat or 4-seat?
I think they have both.
Oh, they have both.
And they can actually go to the Cars company, which is who they lease their carts from. And I think they even have up to 6-seaters.
Do what? I'm sorry, I missed that.
I think that the Cars company that they lease the golf carts from offers seat golf carts also.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
And they let the public drive them?
Yeah. If you talk to Danita at the golf course, she may be interested and she may want to sponsor a couple golf carts for something like that.
Oh, really?
That's a good
how we-
idea.
That's
That
how
is
we
a
met
good
the YMCA.
If the family would bring the golf cart down and then we had somebody to shuttle it back, we may pursue that.
All right, good deal. Were there any other questions? Julie is asking if there's any cost to join the parade. I do not believe so. I don't even
No,
think,
there's-
you just show up to line up, correct?
Right, and you'll line up at, there'll be a sign that says parking and parade lineup. That it's not at Larry Heisel's this year. It's the driveway before you get to Larry Heisel's if you're coming south on 21. But there'll be good signage, and the parade will line up in that field, and then it'll come on through town, and then it should go back to that field, which is right next to Larry. We don't know. We never know how many we're going to have. They just until they get here. And it's, it's always posted in the paper. It's posted on our Facebook page that we're having a parade. So if they want to participate, they can, and they just show up with their float. And we've always been pretty lucky, and we don't know for sure this year if the band deal has been canceled in Potosi yet. But if so, then we'll have our Valley band marching in the parade, which is a first for a long, long time.
The Potosi Bi-State Annual Festival is on this year. Their parade will start at 9, and then their field show begins at noon.
Okay, so
But I think there's 6 to 8 bands that will be marching in the parade, I believe, for the competition.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'd be good. Yeah, we've always, but you can't, fall is such a busy time, and there's something every single weekend. And so we have just decided, I think South Iron, which is Annapolis, they're having their festival, I think the same day we are. I think Arcadia Valley has one coming up, this fall. And, people want to get out, but as far as publicizing this off of our Facebook page, of course, we have a lot of people on our Facebook page, but like I said, we have not promoted, we have not boosted. We had an event a couple weeks ago and we did nothing. We did nothing except put it on our Facebook page. And we had several people and I'll be honest with you, a lot of them were not local. And then there was a few that were, but there was people have masks and they wear their mask when they're in the stores. The ones that are going to and the ones that aren't. And so that's just a way of life right now until things change. But we'd like to thank all of our sponsors. I mean, we have some really good sponsors and we have some really neat things. Our theme this year is patronizing. Yeah, patriotism. So we thought that would be a good theme, and in October of last year. So our shirts are going to be for sale. We have shirts that are coming, and they're going to be $20 a piece. They're super, super cute. And the reason they're more expensive is because we wanted full-blown color this year, not just 2 colors or 3 colors. We're going to have all colors. And those shirts should be ready by the 1st. So if anybody wants a shirt, all the sponsors will be on the back. And if you want a shirt, you get a hold of somebody and we'll make sure that you get one.
Who are your sponsors, Debbie, for Pumpkin Fest?
Oh, we have sponsors. We have Roy's Convenience Store, Belgrade State Bank, Lawson Farms, Cecil and Patty Lawson, Unico Bank, Row Cop Farms, Patty's Pickens, Moore Funeral Home, Old Village Mercantile, Vintage, Caledonia Vintage and Gifts, Dennis Lawn Care South, Heather Eckhoff, Tyro Lodge, Pine Valley Machinery, S&S Concrete, Midwest Design and Construction, Millie's Market, Ozark Federal, Shabby Chic Painted Rooster, Russell's Restaurant, D&M Self Storage, BNC Metals, Caledonia Community Foundation, and I've got 2 more. Oh, Rustic Junction, 12 Mile Creek Emporium. So we have some really, really good, and we have some, like Roy's, Belgrade State Bank, Cecil and Patty Lawson, Unico Bank, Row Crop Farms. They go above and beyond. They sponsor like the bull ride and the pony rides and the petting zoo, all the games. I mean, they just really go up and above to help us out. And we thank them every year. We can't thank them enough.
Well, that is wonderful.
Yes, we are really excited. We're all on board and ready to go. And, you know, like, I don't know if you can see my shirt, but this is what it is. It takes a village and it takes everybody. So if there's anybody out there that would like to come out and volunteer for an hour or 2, why, you know, hit us up. We could sure use it.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling us all about it. It's been very informative. I'm excited. I will be at the band thing as usual, but I have lots of family that they go to Pumpkin Fest first and then they come watch the Potosi Marching Band. So I think you get lots of traffic.
Yeah, we get lots of traffic. MoDOT usually puts up a sign, you know, it's because it's such a cluster, and it starts out by the Big River Bridge. That's where they usually put their sign every year to say it's crowded ahead or something, congested ahead. And it's just amazing. But, you know, people pour out to us, and we hope people come out, because these vendors have had very few events to go to this year. So they have a lot of stuff that they're trying to sell. I mean, they're just like you and me, trying to make a living. So if you have a chance, come out and support all the local vendors, or all, not local, all the vendors that are going to be in the park. And then you can visit and support your local businesses. You know, they'll have all their shops open, and there'll be specials, and it'll be such a fun time. And don't forget the ice cream. They'll have ice cream. There'll be ice cream in 2 or 3 different places.
Will there be some music too?
There'll be music. Unico Bank has sponsored our music this year. And let me tell you who they are. I don't think I've got the right book. I think Jimmy Gillum's one. And I'm going to have to get back to you. I'll send that to you, and you can put it on your chamber page if you don't mind. Because I don't want to get it wrong. And I thought I had that book, and I had the book from 2 years ago.
Well, I'll tell you this, we Unico Bank might have sponsored it, but just be happy that it's not me coming down to sing.
Well, you know, last year we had our first talent show, and I thought it was great. And it was people that did and didn't, and could and wish they could. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. It was a whole lot of fun. So maybe we'll do that again when all this is behind us, and you can come out and try out.
I'll be there.
Okay.
right, Debbie. Well, we're going to jump to the regular portion of our meeting. Again, thank you so
Okay.
much.
You are
Debbie
quite
Bay,
welcome.
Chairperson of Caledonia Pumpkin Fest.
Okay, thank you. And come out and see us anytime. We're open, we're always open, especially on weekends. And, look me up at the Pumpkin Festival. I'll be happy to see you. And thanks for the spotlight. Thank you. Caledonia needs a little shot in the arm, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. I
Thanks
don't
for
know of a
thinking of us.
business or a town that doesn't right now.
Right, you're right. You are so right. Yep, and maybe we can get people out here, and these vendors can get a little shot in the arm and help them out. The food trucks, they haven't done anything either. I mean, it's been a struggle bus for everybody. But these little people that do things in their home, and these food trucks that try to get out and make their living in the summer, like they do every summer. They close their food trucks in October, at the end of October, and they don't open them back up till like May. So they've missed out all this year. They've just missed out. So any support we can do for them, we'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much,
And
Debbie.
once again, I thank our sponsors. I thank our local businesses, and I thank our vendors for coming, our bands that are coming. We just can't thank them enough to make this happen for us on these terms, these times. So we are very thankful and very blessed.
All right, great. Well, thanks again, Debbie.
Thank you.
Okay, so we called our meeting to order. We started promptly at 11, and we began with our guest speaker today. We sent out minutes from the previous meeting. Has anyone had a time to review, and do we have a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion, Janie.
All righty. And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Who was that? I'm sorry.
It's Krista.
Krista, thank you. Okay, we've got a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, great. The minutes are approved. We do have some new member and board announcements. Our renewals have been coming in. One of our newest members was World Finance, and we also had joined us Cricket Wireless. And so we had a ribbon cutting this past Friday, which was really fun. There's a little video that we did on the chamber page where you can see Amber, and she's the branch manager of the Cricket Wireless store. The owner was there and a few other people, so be sure to like their page, give them a shout out. That page is new and still up and going, and you know how Facebook is until you got enough likes, so please do go and like their page and share it for them. And like I said, you can watch a little video. It's really short so they can tell you about what they are and what they're doing. They had a lot of great specials and giveaways too. So welcome to our two newest members, World Finance and Cricket Wireless Potosi. Do we have anybody else on board that is joining us for the first time and would like to say hello? All right, well, moving on. Our upcoming chamber events, First Fridays is on for this month. We did not do First Fridays last month, but we're on this month. So far, Sam Gallagher will be performing at the gazebo at our town square. Forshana Farm and Bakes will be also set up in the town square. She'll have some baked goods available. We have about 7 or 8 stores that will be open so far. There may be a couple of others that will be joining us as well. They're just not sure yet, but Hub's Pub is always open on First Fridays, and Ben Turnbow will be performing live there on October 2nd, First Friday. Evelyn J's will be open, Main Street Mercantile, Lulu's, Dragon Vapor. I'm going down my list here, but your usuals are still there. Like I said, we've got a couple of others that aren't sure yet if they're going to have help available to be open, but we hope they will. Also, one of our newest members and newest companies in Washington County, LaRue Artesian Spring Water, will be set up in front of the former Pavito building, which is down there on the corner on Water Street, on the corner of Water Street and High Street. So you can go by and get you a drink of water before you chug up on that hill to some of our other shops. Our next board meeting is October 13th. Every month on the second Monday. So this month it will be October 12th. We do the morning drive on KFMO FM. And on October 15th, Angie King usually does our radio show for Froggy 96, also at 7:45. The others, sorry, that October 12th is like around 7:40 a.m. And then October 15th, 7:45 a.m. on Froggy 96. And then our next general meeting luncheon will be October 22nd. We are still not determined if that will be by Zoom like this one, or if it will be in person. Just stand by and we will let you know. Our newsletter, by the way, comes out every Thursday. It's already come out today. We're trying to get back more regular. If you have anything for the newsletter that you want included, be sure to email us before Tuesday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and you can send that to info@washcomochamber.com. If you also send us a message on our Facebook page, I can get that included. And anytime that you have something special that you would like us to share on our page, please just send us a quick message. We monitor that pretty closely, and we are more than happy to do that. Our businesses right now need all the help that we can get. And as the chamber in the county, we would like to be able to do that. I'm sorry, I have a question here. Who's performing? I'm assuming that's back to First Fridays. Sam Gallagher will be performing. He's performed at First Fridays before. This time, instead of being at Austin Heritage Hall, he's going to be performing at the gazebo at Town Square, right next door to the courthouse. Ben Turnbow is performing at Hub's Pub and Grill at the Potosi location. And if anyone hasn't been to their new enclosed outdoor patio, it is super nice, really pretty and nice. So we've already had our guest speaker. Is there anyone on the call today that has any member announcements they'd like to make? All righty. I'm sorry, did I hear someone have a question? Okay. We have an events committee that we desperately need volunteers for. It's been a really strange year for events, but we still do have event planning that needs to be done. We've got a Christmas parade coming up, Moonlight Madness, lots of decisions to be made about those events, if they'll be happening, and if they do happen, how we want to do that, and we need volunteers. So please, please, please send us, if you know someone that likes to do that kind of thing, likes to do event planning, let them know, have them reach out to us and contact us. We'd like to schedule a meeting very soon. Because like I said, we've got decisions that need to be made, and we like for those to be made by our events committee so they can make recommendations to the board. And anytime you want to check up upcoming member events, you can always go to the Washington County Guide. If you'll check out your agenda at the very bottom of it, it's got several places where you can go to look for events that are going on. You'll notice that everyone has tried to do the best they can to keep that updated because there have been a lot of cancellations. So anytime that you know of something going on, I would always check out first to make sure that it's still happening. Does anyone have anything else they'd like to add? Angie?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay, well, your name popped up real quick.
Weird.
All right, so our normal Christmas parade, I think the date we had set for that is December 3rd. It is coming up. And so if anyone has any thoughts on do we, don't we, how would that look like for our parade? If you have some suggestions, why don't you give us a shout out on our Facebook page. You can message us privately on our page to let us know your thoughts. As for right now, the plan is to continue, but again, we're about a couple of months out. Anybody else? Questions, concerns, shout outs for your business? Okay, we did record today's meeting and we will have that up on our Facebook page as soon as we can. We will also be sharing last month's meeting. For those of you that weren't able to attend, we had a really great guest speaker with the COVID nurse from the Washington County Health Department, Rachel Warden. She did an excellent job of answering questions about COVID and as it relates to our business and a lot of things, just really, really useful information. So do we have anything else? Oh, I'm sorry. Julie's asking, is the Christmas parade after dark or daylight this time? As of right now, it is still an evening parade. It's a lighted parade. You're encouraged to put together a float with lots of lights on it. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you guys for using the chats. That's really a great way to ask your questions and stuff. I'm glad everybody figured it out. I'm still new to Zoom. I'm sure a lot of you are too, but some of you are handling this like experts, I just have to say. All right. If we have nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
All right, Angie. And all in favor? Till we see you again next month.
Aye.
All right, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for supporting the Washington County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for joining us today. And like I said, we'll have this up for you on our Facebook page soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Janie.